this book is so important. And as far as the miseducation of the Negro, is because me receiving and going back to that education built a certain self-esteem.
Right, right,
You know, it
right,
built a certain pride of who I was, and it made me see myself different.
right,
You know, and when I seen myself different, I seen those around me different. You know, I
right,
seen people who look like me different.
right.
You know, and that's the whole thing. If I take away your value in yourself, then you gonna take away or devalue everybody that looks like you.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
so that's why I be saying, like, that's why this book is so important. And the reason why we started doing the interviews is because I will go all over the place. And
Right. Right. Because you're passionate. Once you like we said at the beginning, you're passionate. Once you discover that for the longest, like us all, I was guilty of it too. That uh, the hatred was so internalized and it's so strong and it was so seemingly permanent that it seemed like it was suffocating. We couldn't get up under it, couldn't get from under it. And then when you break through it, you're like, well, I'll be son of a, oh, okay. And then you just want to share with everybody. And at the same time, while you're trying to share with everybody, you trying to get everybody to learn what you tried to learn as fast as you learned it. And everybody's mind is different. Everybody's brain processing different. Like I said, you was diagnosed with dyslexia, which is supposed to have been a crippling mental, intellectual dis dis-ease. When actually, not only does it mean you learn different, but it has a genius learning component to it. Because the way I was taught to learn was more so linear in a straight line. Whereas you you learn expansive and contracted. You learn it goes out and then it comes right back in a concentrated form, and you can put everything in its place where it's supposed to properly go. Whereas somebody like myself, and I don't speak for everybody, I just say a lot of us who learns in a linear manner, we get the subject and we add the pieces as they go along, but not too many. You can get all of them and you can put them all back together quicker than we can. Not that we can't. It's just your brain helps you do it quicker because of the so-called dis-ease of dyslexia. When we both know, no, that's not.
I,
That
I,
ain't true.
I think what happened with our system is that when, like Milwaukee, economically, you pressure to work, two-parent households, right? So we got away from the ability from the nurturing parent to be able to
Right,
learn each child. You see what I'm
right,
saying? Like we had cultures in the past where you wouldn't name the child till they 4 or 5
right.
because they named them based off of who they was, their characteristics,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Or how they were developing and the personality that they was developing into and growing into. Right,
So then you know how to nurture when you know and identify that person, core person,
right,
individual.
right.
Then they learned how to nurture that individual based off of
According
who
to
he
those
was,
strengths. Right, right,
right? And I think that's what it is. We have differences, and we haven't learned to nurture those differences because we stuck in this rat race where we doing these labor jobs and we have two family income households working,
right,
right? So, and what happened with that is that it allowed us to build. While we work in these two family households, we built everybody else up, but wasn't able to build our foundation up.
right. Because we missed a lot of points because we were so busy focused on, and that was a point you made before. We were so busy focusing on building the wealth for other people, but talking about we want to be wealthy without realizing, okay, but you're not spending your energy and time building, trying to learn to build your own wealth. You're spending your energy and time and dedication because that's how you was miseducated to see yourself, building it up for everybody else. And at the same time, in the most aggravating manner, neglecting these young lives that you helped bring into the world and basically set the stage for them to follow in the same line, same train of thinking, same line of self-sabotage.
I realized being in Milwaukee, being having dyslexia, growing up in their school system, right, and that was never catered to,
Right,
right. So that would made me come up with the concept that, hold on, this two family working household concept ain't working as building foundations.
Right.
And then I looked at it that, with us as like, you have to understand, like, we're like, the husband might work and then the mother might be studying to be an accountant, right?
Right.
But nobody's studying how these children learn,
Right.
right? So now we coming up with kids that are in Milwaukee, you in foster care at a year old, 1 year old.
Right.
That's an emotional detachment,
Right.
right? So
Right.
now that affects us socially, but we not educated in the way to understand those whole aspects of us as a people,
Right.
right? So you disconnecting a social connection. They in this group home or this or what they call daycare, where all kids, they don't know, they playing around, all this,
Right.
whatever, right?
Right.
But then so you pick them up 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, getting ready for bed. Where's the real nurturing?
Right. It's being done by somebody outside of you. So
Right,
there's a disconnect there. And then, even though they are being socialized in a sense to know how to learn how to play nice with other children, so forth. As you said, there's an emotional disconnect from the actual parent itself, themselves. So, since that was never properly formulated or strengthened, when you just send them out there, they're going to go with whatever they're told, and then their new instructor becomes the caregiver
right,
or whoever it is. That's why those attachments become so strong with them as opposed to the parents. And then I've seen instances of that, and I think that's where you was going. I might be wrong, where the parent come in and they can't. The child doesn't want to leave with the parent, or the child doesn't want to mind the parent, and now the parent is mad. But then the person who is caregiving that child for those many months or years can get that child to quiet down and do everything else. And now the parent feels some type of way, usually black, and then you're mad at the other black person who did just what you told them to do, what you asked them to do, and what you had to pay for them to do, whether you got assistance for it or not. And now there's another disconnect again within the
right.
community.
So what we did to make up for that is we made our kids materialistic. I'm gonna get you these shoes. I'm gonna get you this for working all these hours, right?
Right.
But
Trying to make up for it.
now we did this without understanding politics, and then so therefore the school system was removed